Hello my friends, 3KO Games here, back with another Empires and Puzzles video. The Visiting Outfitter is here. There's old Lion String of the Astral Elves, prepared to make an outfit for you. Maybe you already picked your costume. If you did, I hope you picked a great one. If you didn't, then I hope you find this video helpful or entertaining. If you do, please consider giving this video a like and maybe even subscribing to my channel. If you don't find it entertaining or helpful, then just remember my name is McNulty. Okay. Anyway, so a couple things to remember as you think about your costume that you are going to get from the Visiting Outfitter. 1, you get that costume at 1-1. You cannot get the original hero. You already have to have that original hero. And then you're starting all over, leveling that costume. Leveling the costume is faster, but you're getting it at 1-1. I've seen a lot of questions about that. 2, not all costumes are available. They have to be at least 18 months old for them to appear here in the Visiting Outfitter. And then 3, if your hero has more than one costume available, you can only get one of them, and it will automatically give you the oldest one that you are missing. That's important because this is the first iteration of Visiting Outfitter that has tunes available. Really exciting. So, I thought we would just jump through and talk about some of the heroes that I'm excited that are here, and then go through and do my pick. All right, so speaking of those tunes, let's go through and look. You will actually see, well, of course you just see when you actually press OK on somebody. It'll show you what you're going to get. But if you're curious here, you can see Obakhan has ×2. So I've got 2 Obakhan costumes already. So, the next one would be the tune, right? Scrolling down, other Season 1 people that I have are like Leonidas and Sarnia. No costume symbol at all. So if I'm going to try to do Leonidas, I'm getting his first costume. I would be 3 costume outfitters away from getting his tune costume. Now, he's a pretty good tune, but that's a long time to wait. Same with the Sarnia. Richard, you can see the costume sign, but nothing else on that. So I have one of his costumes. So I would be getting this guy. I'd be 2 costume outfitters away from getting Richard's tune, which is something that I am considering. What else in here is of note? Not too much. Yeah, you can see the costume sign for the ones you have. Some of the costumes for... don't have a whole lot that I don't have costumes for already. Just a small batch there. Let's talk through, especially because tunes are on people's mind. These are the tunes that are available in the costume outfitter right now, if you have their original and 2 costumes. Aslar, who I think is pretty good. I don't think he's as strong as Kagan, who will be available soon. Elkanon, with his Paladin class and a little bit of heal, is very strong. Good hitter. A very, a utility hero. He's not the most fun person to play with, but he gets the job done. Leonidas, tune is available. Love that big attack against purple. Love that mana cut. Magni, huge sniper. Great. Marjana's a great hero, and you know what? The rest of her costumes are actually quite good too. For some of these Season 1 heroes, the rest of their costumes, you're like, I don't want to do anything with those. But the Marjana costumes are quite good. The Obakhan other costumes are quite good as well. As you can see, I've got Obakhan 2 leveled all the way up. He was a premier tank for a little while. Quintus tune is not available, but I thought I should give a shout out because the Quintus second costume, non-tune, Love Doctor, is available for those of you who have Quintus. And that Love Doctor guy was really pretty good in Rush War for a while. Richard's there. Incredibly hard hitter. Another paladin class, gets a little bit of heal when you get all of his emblem nodes all the way up. Pretty great. Sartana, with her wizard class, gets that buff dispel because of the wizard class, and that's really, really wonderful. Get a chance to dispel buffs just with tiles, so she's excellent. Vivica, Toon Viv was ruling the game for just a little while. Now there are ways around her. She doesn't overheal, so you basically just keep plowing tiles into her if she's a tank, while your other heroes charge up, and then you can go annihilate everybody else on the team. But she's still good. I love having her on offense. She cleanses, huge heal. The rest of her costumes are good too. I think any toon that you could have is a top pick for this costume outfitter. In fact, I think for some of these on this list, if you don't have the second costume, investing 2 outfitters into getting their toon is even worth it. If you only have the original 3 outfitters into getting their toon, I don't know. That's up to you on that one. I feel like if you're going to invest 3 outfitters on getting a toon, that's almost assuring you that next time the costume summons come along, you're just going to automatically just pull that person. So anyway, toons. Think about it. Some other top picks that have been here for a while, if you've watched other people's videos, on the top of the list for everybody, if you have these heroes and have not grabbed their costumes already, what's wrong with you? Just do it already. You gotta get Lord Loki's costume. His original and his costume side are very similar, but you need the costume bonus for his stats to keep him alive. Lord Loki steals anybody special on the opposing team and just does it at his average speed. So even a slow speed special like Bernadette, Lord Loki is a wonderful counter for Bernadette because he just takes it away from her. Turns everybody on that team into paintings instead. Wonderful pick. And of course, Guardian Gazelle, excellent pick. That dance is a good heal, is a huge attack up, and then it's going to protect everybody on that team from status ailments, or it's going to get rid of status ailments, including even status ailments like Bernadette's priority dispel and then paintings. Only Guardian Gazelle gets that on the team if she has caster special. So if you don't have those two heroes, you have those 2 heroes, but not their costumes, just get them. Come on. Some other things you might consider. Faded Summons has just refreshed, and we have 2 heroes. Now, I don't know how many summons you're at, if you've selected either of these people, or if you could in the next day or 2. Xenolpod is a pretty good healer. With costume, those stats would be much, much better. Fairly good healer and a little mana boost for everybody. Pretty good. Costume available now. The original card available in Faded Summons. Octros. Not a bad red, just hitting hero. Good for Titans. And if you have the costume, stats make him even stronger. Octros available in Faded Summons now. And costume available here in the Outfitter, if you have him. Another angle that I would encourage people to think about, because it's just an angle I like to play with, because I don't have the most premier heroes in the game. Okay, I have some. But I face a lot of opponents that have, it seems like all of them. And I'm like, I can't compete with this. But one thing you can do to compete with people that just hit way too hard is just bring in reflectors and have them just kill themselves. Guardian Kong has been available a long time from the Outfitter. I use him every war. I bet I win 2/3 of matches with Guardian Kong. And I bet 80 to 90% of the time I at least kill whatever blue heroes are on that team. Because they just try to hit and he has his reflect up. See you later. Love playing with Guardian Kong. Ursina is also somebody on this list that I do have, and I do have her costume, and I've never gotten around to leveling her. But somebody I always consider because she reflects yellow. Same thing. Man, I can't compete with this War of Three Kingdoms yellow guy. He's just horrible. Guess what? Ursina. Reflected all right back to him. See you later. Another angle to take a look at. Finally, just some other top heroes that are here. I'm doing this all by memory here, so if I don't remember exactly what their special skills are, well, let's see what we can do. Athena, very good for Titans. Also just good as a hitter. That costume gets regular and elemental defense down. Huge hit. Still great. Black Knight, great taunt hero. He was one of my top 5 taunt heroes in my recent taunt hero review video that just came out a week ago or so. Gives everybody an attack boost and has that chance to drop all damage to 1. 4-turn taunt, Black Knight, pretty great. Several people give elemental defense down that are available in costumes like Evelyn. Evelyn, I believe she might be a Dispeller too, and then defense down against green. Good hero. Guardian Panther. We're getting some defense down with Guardian Panther as well. And that costume is available. It's really, really super strong. Krampus was also in my top 5 for taunt heroes. Good attack boost, good defense boost. You might end up using the original side of the card, but the stat boost from the costume is still very, very good. Kullervo is great. And here we are with Kalevala back again. Just did a big review on these new Kalevala heroes, so check that out. Kullervo with Mindless 2, pretty great. Lepiota is still a fun hero. You don't see her that much, but on an offensive team, to be able to eliminate one target just for a little while, and suddenly not have to deal with their special, and suddenly have a ghosting lane, it's pretty great. Perseus denies people their healing and gives huge elemental defense down. Really good. Phileas Fogg, we get a buff dispel from 1, and then that one target gets huge defense down against green. The final one that I was thinking about was Poseidon. Now, Poseidon is super old. Stats are really, really old, but what the original Poseidon does is prevent the whole team from getting any mana reduction or mana status ailments. So, on the cheap, Poseidon is a good protector against Fergus or any of these other mana-reducing heroes. I believe it's actually the original card that does that part of the skill, but you would definitely need a costume just for the stat boost so that he would survive. Anyway, that is the list of heroes with costumes that I think are pretty cool in this Visiting Outfitter. If I didn't list somebody you're thinking about, I'm sure they're excellent as well. I couldn't talk about every single one. I can link the list from the forum down below, but of course now that Visiting Outfitter is live, you can just click in and it'll show you who you have and what's available. If you need some help picking out yours, I'd be glad to give you my opinion. Comment down below. Who are you thinking about? I'd love to talk about these choices. And for me, I gotta go Toon. Now, the one Toon that I have ready would be Obicon. %390 damage to the target and minor to nearby. Just the caster counter attacks and extra damage against Holy. It'd be nice to just level up a toon real cheap, real fast. But frankly, I don't think the Obakhan toon is that good. This would be extra stats for the Obakhan 2, who gives mana and counterattacks for 3, which is pretty nice. But my purples are doing okay. Who I'm really thinking about, I have Richard's first costume. My blues are not doing okay. I don't have a whole lot of blues that I love. I might be patient enough to get this second costume now, and in another 3 months, grab the Richard toon costume, and then finally have a Richard toon. Of course, if I do that now, that pretty much means that I'm going to grab him from the costume summons, but that's okay. I'll get him one way or another. So my choice for this visiting outfitter is Richard, second costume, eventually with the toon. So let me know down below what you think about this choice by me and what you're thinking about. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching the video, everybody, and we'll see you next time.